ladies, gentlemen, and various others. I'm El Madrite, and tonight I bring you a game of Trail of Cthulhu. Unfortunately, I couldn't find anyone to play it with me, so I'll be playing by myself with an assortment of party members that I have created from my own imagination and my admittedly limited understanding of the rules. This begins the prologue. On a dark and stormy night such as this, 4 strangers. A professor, a military man, a dilettante. Dilettante defined as a person who cultivates an area of interest such as the arts without real commitment or knowledge. In case you were curious. And a criminal. All receive the same letter from the same unknown person. The year is 1930. And things are, well, not exactly the best. As we know, in the 30s, crime is on the rise, the economy is down, natural disasters plague the land. There have been strange murders, unusual symbols, and it is up to our 4 investigators, if they would dare, to unravel the mystery and perhaps save the world. If I could ever find the right page, that is. I know it's around here somewhere, darn it. Ah, yes. Stalin has begun forced colonization of the Soviet Union. Clyde Tombach discovers Yugoth, which he names Pluto. Mohandas Gandhi begins the Salt March. Judge... I can't even pronounce that name. Well, a judge disappears. Some new people are crowned emperor. The Rastafarian movement begins in Jamaica. So, yeah, everything is awful. Now, if you don't know anything about Cthulhu or H.P. Lovecraft, don't worry, I don't either. Let's face it. But anyway, on to the prologue. The letter from Sir. Greetings, and may this letter find you well. I am... Sir. I have reached out to you today, the date of Monday, August the 2nd, 1931, to help me with a most dire problem. You have no doubt noticed the strange goings-on in the world today. The sights of the walking dead in the Congo and Haiti, the disturbing murders in Greenland and the Soviet Union, the strange symbols and macabre monuments appearing right here in the United States soil. Or if that's too broad for you, the rash of disappearances and supposed natural disasters, or other incidents that have afflicted you or others you know. I have chosen you, and select others to go on a, quite frankly, dangerous venture. I will not attempt to trick you in any way. You may very well not survive this ordeal. But if you should agree, I will be able to provide you with tools and materials and otherwise needed parcels to complete your task, along with financial compensation, of course, for your time and duress. You will be provided a small salary and awarded more based on performance. Should you wish to accept, speak to me at my manor. My home is addressed. I was waiting on that. And as you can tell, the letter goes on. And on a dark, stormy night such as this, our 4 individuals arrive. 1 woman and 3 men knock on the manor's door. There's no answer. What are you mooks doing here anyway? I was invited. So was I. Well, if everybody was invited, then why is no one home? I guess maybe everyone's asleep. Does anyone have a telephone number? Maybe we should look around and see if there's anything of note. In this weather, are you crazy? Come now, Dollface, we'll protect you. Dollface. Yeah, the rain's clearing up. I say we go. Player 1. Player 2. As a note, I've generated these characters via dice rolling, so, yeah. Their character sheets are kind of all over the place. So, according to the rules of the game, at this point, my investigators are allowed to search the area as they wish for clues in order to solve the current mystery. They each have a range of 5, possibly 6, possibly 6 or 7, depending on your definition of said skills. In order to attempt to do this, each use is counted as successful. Each successful use counts as a clue. Each clue brings you to the next chapter. The game is supposed to last for a few hours, but I'm not going to do that here. Thankfully enough to all of you, right? Let's see. Player 2 is going to assess the honesty of player 3. Players 3 seems pretty honest. player 4 is going to attempt to use interrogation on player 2. So you look like a strong fella. Well, what's your deal? What do you know about this place, eh? I don't really know anything, ma'am. I just got a letter in the mail one day, and I can't resist something like this. Oh, so you got a letter too? Did everybody here get a letter? Yes, everybody here got a letter. Unfortunately, the actual dialogue is something I don't know. Let me look. So does anybody have any idea exactly who this Mr. Sir is? Or exactly what he's planning to do with us all? No, I'm afraid I don't. Yeah, me neither. Same here, Toots. Well, player 1 is going to have a look around. The manor itself appears to be locked up tight. There are no lights. There are no signs of life, period. But there is a plate written in. There is a plate on the door written in French. It says. I should have had all this set up in the first place. Well, this character knows it is written in French because they have the ability to speak French. And it reads, "Introduce yourself to open many doors." And it's like, well, if the saying on this plate has anything to do with it, we have to talk to each other. Well, we've been sitting here talking to each other for like half an hour now. Why won't... What's that gonna do? Well, if you'll read the plate on the door, player 1, player 2, player 1 and player 2 can both read French. They both can read what's on the plate. They look at each other confused and they're like, "You think it'll work? Do we have anything to lose? Maybe we got something to lose. Not everybody here might want to know each other's names, you know?" Well, it doesn't look like we have much choice. You got any better ideas? I suppose not. I'll go first. I'm Sheen Davis, player 1. I am a professor of law. So you're like a lawyer, eh? No, I am a professor of law. I am not a practicing lawyer. So then who are you? I'm James Smith. I was in the army. I'm Joseph Cohen. I'm just extremely wealthy. Ah, great. Well, y'all are doing it too. I'm Alicia Downton. With the introductions complete, the door clicks and slowly slides open with a creak. The four of them enter the main room. It is dark until they actually enter the room, and suddenly many candles light. The foyer is shadowy, but mostly seeable. There's a large chandelier above a grand staircase, and rooms that spew off into a few different directions. Some of which that don't actually seem to exist. There is a clue present in this room, if you can find it. Joseph here, player 3, he has the architecture skill. This is where he would say, oh, doors that shouldn't be there. I have architecture skill. I'll check what I know. Yeah, it's pretty obvious that these doors don't belong here. If that door led to a room, then the front yard would be so much shorter. That room can't physically exist either. Because if that were the case, then, well, we wouldn't be standing here, because that door would lead into a different room entirely. A voice rings out from somewhere in the manor. All is not as it seems. Do not be deceived by first impressions. Suddenly there is a grand clicking sound that echoes throughout the manor. What is this? Some kind of game? I don't know, but if there's cash in it, I suppose I'm in. I guess I've got nothing better to do. This is insane. This has to be some sort of parlor trick, some kind of amusement. I'm a man of science. This cannot happen. Let's see. So the first clue is that you need to work together. The second clue being that not all things are as they appear. And thankfully that is my time. Maybe I'll have all of this documentation pulled up next time, but that was the first part of the prologue for my new series,
let's face it, I probably should have started with D&D, but I wanted to do something Cthulhu for a while, so we'll start there and work our way to the top.